And we're going to come back over to Shailen. So Shailen, would you like to talk to us a little bit about what your experience is there at COP26?
Yes, sure. What I have seen is or felt a lot of hope and positivity. So my very first interaction when I landed was being part of an awards event, which was about green construction. And when we saw different categories and awards for not just positive carbon or neutral carbon construction, but also schools and care homes and renovation of existing buildings, it was very touching. The details of it and the construction industry, it seems to be, is on top of it. And we know how much manufacturing and construction are a big contributor to the greenhouse gas emissions. So it gave me a huge, uplift in my senses, in the sense it made me hopeful. So that was the first interaction. The second one, the message I'm getting or I want to share is consumerism. So we already have, so many of us have everything with us, whether it's clothes or other materials and stuff, but we keep on wanting more and going for more shopping. So this is a message not just for individuals, but also for businesses to be more responsible, not only in their sourcing, but in their marketing messaging. And I'm standing right now in front of the Denmark pavilion, which was one of the, their plans and their commitment to net zero was very impressive. It really resonates with the point that countries and all the stakeholders need to make bold decisions. And Denmark is working towards, as you can see on the top, the headline of their booth is Denmark towards 2030. So Denmark plans, and I'll take a walk through their booth and what is their key messaging. There is a lot that many countries can learn from it, but also draw a contrast with the recent very disappointing announcement by India saying they will commit to 2070 and they're not in line with the rest of the world. It's quite a matter of shame that it gives a message that says we don't think it's an emergency and we don't think or that we don't care, because considering that India has the technology, it has the skills for green energy, and they're still shying away from making a bold commitment. Nobody today who's probably in action or in jobs or in power or in decision making will be alive to see 2070 really. So like Pawan said earlier, we need smaller concrete actions and goals to say, okay, this is the milestone we will achieve by 2030, for example, or 2040 and 2050, like that. So the example here is Denmark has committed to reduce their greenhouse gas emissions by 70% by the year 2030, and they're aiming for up to 54% reduction by 2025. This is compared to the pre-industrial level, so the year 1990, not pre-industrial, just 30 years ago. And Denmark has had a legally binding climate act passed in their parliament, which was ratified by 167 out of the 179 members of the parliament. So this shows a strong commitment, a political will, which I think is lacking in case of India. Until very last year, the energy minister for India and the industry minister, the cabinet position was held by the same person. I think that's a bit scandalous because there is a direct conflict of interest. Coming back to Denmark, is how they are achieving or how they aim to get to that is through two aspects. One is internally, they have aligned almost all sectors of their industry, which is something they call as 14 climate partnerships. So whether it is aviation, retail, finance, food and agriculture, energy or manufacturing industry, life sciences, building and construction, you name it, every industry they've covered, they have invited them to devise concrete solutions that will reduce the country's carbon dioxide emissions. And I think it's that public and private partnership and working hand in hand towards a common goal is necessary to make it a success. and they are externally. So Denmark, outside their own country, their own contribution is just 0.1% to the global carbon dioxide emission. So it's a drop in the ocean. But what they're doing is they have done a coalition with 19 other countries, and they are sharing the best practices, the experience, the know-how, and the solutions. So they are making a contribution globally, which I think is commendable and is a message. So Prime Minister Narendra Modi from India, when he was elected in 2014, the first time, he did launch very enthusiastically something called Solar Alliance. But I've never heard any news about it after the big PR that went after it. And now the country is shying away from its commitments and from aligning with the rest of the world.
Okay.